Right from the very first time we heard about the idea of having the Bush Library here in Dallas and on the edge of the SMU campus, it seemed to me that it would be great if the landscape that we made reflected the love of the larger Texas landscape that all Americans came to understand while the President and the First Lady were living in Washington, but so often kind of being in Texas, and we would see especially the President in his relaxed clothes that I think made made most Americans feel very connected to him as a person. Of course, the President and the First Lady have a very strong environmental ethos. Our project is rated by a national scoring system, and we're going to have a very high LEEDs rating, it's called, for demonstrated concern about the way we built and did things here for the environment. Building a natural landscape also is the way that we were able to build a sensible landscape, a landscape that isn't unusually demanding of irrigation. All landscapes require maintenance, but the native landscape, once it's established, is lower maintenance, and that means less fertilizers, less pesticides, and just something that really belongs here in Texas. In the 20th century, engineers would have collected water in storm catchment and put it in a pipe, and it would have gone underground someplace, and it probably would have dumped into a river someplace. This is very different what we're doing here, and you can see that a lot of the water is collected, and it's run through this open channel here, and it comes down and it goes underneath this bridge, and then over here it seeps into the underground cisterns, and this is a major water collection area. What's cool about that to me is that it gives us a couple of different opportunities. One of them is an engineering necessity. You can see the stones, the big stones, they're all here. If you're here in a big rain event, this thing is rushing with water. But the stones are not here to be decorative. The big stones are here to break the flow of the water and to direct the water to come through in this direction. And then the temporary presence of that water in the landscape lets us plant completely different plants in that area. So we start to create the diversity and range of the natural landscape, which in Texas or anywhere is all about water. The presence or the absence of water is the foundation of diversity in a landscape. And so here at the Bush Library, we took the Bush's interest in the natural landscape. We took their interest in being environmentally responsible, and we used those as the creative engines of shaping, a landscape that's really very different from most landscapes that you see inside the limits of Dallas. It's an idea that's infused with a worldview, but it's also an environmental ethos that I think is important, because I think when people come here and admire what the library is about, some people will go away with new ideas about how to make landscapes in cities.